I want everybody to hear it. So for people who aren't on the call, Melinda just won our contest. So the cool part about this is what this means, and I really want to emphasize this on a team page where everybody can watch it and get a feel for why we're doing this. So the whole bragging rights thing, I think, is really, really important, because this business, a lot of times we feel like we're working alone. We're not necessarily always seeing the difference that we make and the impact that we have. And yet, as a team, we get to see that in each other. We get to recognize that, bring that out in each other. And that can be really motivating. It can help you to remember why your impact matters, why your influence matters. So bragging rights, I don't want us to take this lightly. I know sometimes people are a little bit like, oh, I don't really want that much attention. Other people love attention. Everybody's in a different place. But I want you to think about it like, if you could have somebody build positive encouragement and like kindness and support into you, and it could help you feel recognized, I mean, you would, like, we need that. We want that in life. So I think we need it, especially in this business. So I want everybody to take that really seriously. And if it's bragging rights for the week, I want you to go that extra step. I know we're all super, super busy, but if it was you up there, you would probably want someone to do it for you. So I want you guys to do that for each other too, that this is our chance to build this sense of community and support that we talk about all the time and that we provide in our challenge groups. I want it like so much richer and denser in what we have in the team. So if somebody has bragging rights, I want you to comment on, throughout the week. It doesn't have to be just on a post that I make about them, but anytime that you see a Facebook post that they did that you're like, oh my gosh, I love that. That was really good. Or something that they say in a challenge group that you felt like stood out to you, or some way that they've had an impact in your life, something that they did or said that changed your perspective or encouraged you, or something like that. It doesn't have to be specific. It's their chance to have a spotlight. And so we want to make sure that we emphasize that spotlight, because I could tell you guys all day long how much you mean to me and how inspired I am by you guys and how much I love having you on the team, but I want all of us to rally around each other, because one is great, but lots is better, because you get tired of my voice. You guys know you do. So it'll be nice to be able to have bragging rights and to be able to say, hey, I notice you. You matter to me, and what you're doing matters to this team. So take bragging rights seriously. And if any of you haven't done it for Katie last week, I challenge you to, this girl is easy to love on, easy to brag on, for sure. So new mama running her business, and more now than ever before. So that's even more impressive and amazing. So find some ways to just love on the people who get bragging rights, because number one, they earned them. And number two, they deserve it. We all deserve it. And so I want us to kind of rally around each other and provide that support. So that's one thing I wanted to touch bases on the call. And then for the rest of the call, I wish there were more people on this call, because this call is going to get real for me. And I think the reason that I want to do this is because sometimes whoever is the leader of the team, like I know watching Lisa, well, now it's me with Team Connect. I know that sometimes it looks like they have it all together, or they just do this so perfectly, or they just have what I don't have and I don't know how they can keep going or whatever. So I want to do a call basically just touching on the fact that, like, we're all real people and we all have very legitimate things going on in our lives. And what matters most when it comes to this business, so that you guys can feel like you're thriving in the middle of your weaknesses and insecurities and struggles and challenges, so we don't get stuck there, so that we can really like maximize our potential. So this is a Team Cup month. So Jolene, welcome to our team. Jolene is our brand new coach on Team Connect, and she's a really dear friend of mine. And so Jolene, this is Melinda and Daniel and Katie, and we have lots of other people, but not a lot on the call tonight because I kind of spur of the moment changed it on everybody. But So you're going to get a little bit of this all at once too. But the Team Cup month means that this is like a challenge month. So we've paired 2 teams up against each other, and those 2 teams are in competition with each other for like just basically just for fun, and our team to kind of raise like level of connectedness and encouragement and just fun lightheartedness. But also Beachbody in itself is doing a Team Cup. What that means is that you earn points through the month, and those points earn prizes like, you know, cups and apparels and backpacks and all different kinds of things. So depending on what tier level you win prizes based on that. You have to hit at least Success Club 5 in order to win any prizes, and you have to get, your team altogether has to get at least 25 points to win tier 1 prize. So if you're in a team and that team gets 25 points, but you only had 2 of them, you won't get the prize. I don't know if you guys know that. So you have to at least hit your Success Club to get the prize. Okay, so right now I think we're ahead by 2. I'm pretty sure. Katie's got you guys started pretty good, but so anyway, that's the Team Cup. The Team Cup month means it's like push month. It's the time where you like get out of your comfort zone, you get out of your own head, you just start going for it, like all of your goals. I'm also running a special team incentives this month that anyone who goes Emerald will earn $20 just for going Emerald and holding that for 6 weeks. So 6 weeks is the is what Beachbody calls your lifetime rank. So in order for you to be considered Emerald, like lifetime Emerald, you have to hold your rank for 6 weeks. So anyone who goes Emerald will automatically get $20, and anyone who goes Diamond will get $100. So it's, I know it's also like, oh, I couldn't do that. But so many people go, they just do it like super fast. So it's about really not limiting your mindset with what's possible, but instead saying, why not me? Like, this is the month to say, why not me? If I just stretch myself more than I ever have, why not me? So that's kind of the fun part about the Team Cup. That also being said, the Team Cup month started with my vacation week and a half of craziness. So as you guys know, in my challenge groups, I was not 100% disciplined with several things. And I came into this business, when I quit my job, I'm like, Beachbody, this is my job. This is my business. I set my hours. I'm consistent. I'm not going anywhere. You guys will see me here in a year. I was here a year ago. I'm growing every day. Okay. So I was like, no excuses, all in with this business. So what happened, and I'm just going to shoot straight with you guys because I know we all go through this, but what happened, or you know, we will, is that during that 9 days, I was really on top of everything for the first 3. And then things got super, super crazy busy because I started realizing how little time I was going to have with all these people that I missed so much. And my hours got put away because everybody there stays up till super late. So in trying to get maximum time, I wasn't waking up early. I was staying up later, blah, 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 excuse, but legitimate, whatever. Doesn't matter. I wasn't doing what I needed to do. So when I said, at the end of the week, everybody posts their BAT. I'm going to do mine later. I plan to do this whole post later, but instead I'm turning it into a team call because this, I had to write it because I thought I printed it, but I didn't. So I wrote it, and this is what it looked like on Sunday. So it is not what it was supposed to look like on Saturday. Do you see what that looks like? Big old blank, okay? Not because I didn't do anything. I'm not a total 0. Thanks, Daniel. No, I know, I'm just kidding. But because I wasn't tracking my business. So I'd respond to an email here. I'd get back to somebody 3 days later there. I'd try to, you know, stay regular on social media, sort of. You know, I was all over the place. I was sporadic. I was running my business like it wasn't a business, more like it was, you know, I don't know, like, I don't have a good analogy. Dang it. There goes hitting that to the point. But the point being that because I didn't treat it like a business, when I came home and I was thinking about transitioning back into this as a job, I started getting really discouraged. Like, how could I let those 9 days go by? How behind I am. This is a team cut month. I'm supposed to be a good example to the team, blah, 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 blah. Like, we all do this in our head. And on different levels and in different areas, we have things that make us think, I just don't know if I have it. Like, I should have this together 2 years later. I shouldn't be going through this. So the whole point of all of this is that we are going to have to continue to be consistent in our businesses, even with the imperfections that we will have in our lives. Because success is not determined on whether I have more characteristics than you have, or I have more, strengths than you have, or I'm better at something than you're better at something, or compare each other, whatever. It's not a comparison game. And when we do that, we're really going to start to feel super discouraged. That can even happen when you listen to a national wake-up call and it's like, it's so-and-so is a 3-star diamond. Is only 3 years in the business and she's 15-star with $1,600 million. And you're just like, well, what did she do that I didn't do? But that's not the question to ask. You listen to the call and instead you say, what can I take from this call? What can I do? Okay? Because we are not on a path to all be where somebody else is. That might not be the journey that we even want for ourselves. The only one who knows what you need and want in your life is you. And the only one who has the opportunity to make that happen is you. And the only way to make that happen is that when things like this happen, you don't think, well, crap, now what, right? Like, you have to be able to get yourself out of that zone and keep pushing forward. No one will want your dreams and your goals and your desires more than you want your dreams and goals and desires. And no one even knows what they are as well as you do. And sometimes we don't even. So we have to be able, this is why that business hour, that power hour, and setting goals matters so much. Because when you can sit down and you can check these things off a list, sometimes you won't know in that moment, like, what am I working so hard for? Sometimes that feels like an empty box to me. Like, I know it's something and I can feel it, but I can't exactly pinpoint it. But I know that there's something more inside of me, something bigger that I feel like I was made to impact. And so that drive for something keeps me going, even if I can't pinpoint it all the time. So these are ways where I can say I'm growing towards that something bigger every day, that I stay consistent regardless of emotions or failures or mistakes or letdowns or responses that I don't like or anything else, because anybody who's sat in the seat ahead of you a month, 2 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years has just experienced more failures, more obstacles, more objections, more struggles. And that can be really discouraging because it's like, well, that's not what I signed up for. But as a matter of fact, it's so enlivening, because when you learn to overcome those things and keep going despite them, you're going to be lost train of thought. Yes, dear.
Could you come and give us some kisses?
I always do. Always. Okay? Love you.
We are going to bed right now.
Yeah. What happens to you when you push yourself through those challenges and failures and obstacles? I mean, I know this week I'm feeling like a big fat zero a little bit because I didn't do what I needed to do. But I know that through this week, by sitting down and getting back into a groove, I have overcome an obstacle. I didn't just stop because I hit a roadblock. I didn't just give up because it got too hard, or because I didn't make the cut, or because, all the things that get stuck in our head that tell us we can't. I could easily let all of the bad things that have happened and all of the mistakes I've made make me go, this just shows that I can't be the leader that I need to be. It just shows that I can't run the challenge groups that I want to run. But if I just go a few more days past that failure mindset and I get my stuff together and I start to just reorganize what I'm here for and why I'm here and what matters most to me, and start sending out those invites and start doing my personal development and start growing my business, I'm going to be out of that failure mind. Like it's going to change. It's going to shift. This business comes with so many ups and downs. So whether you're in an up of like, oh my gosh, this is awesome, responses are going great, people are responding to me, or whether you're in a low of like, oh, how do I balance all of this? All it takes, you guys, is getting back to your business activity tracker, getting back to your contact list, and getting back to your goals. And reminding yourself that nobody wants this more than you want this. And the level that you want this will determine the results that you have. For me, how bad I want this for my life, because I don't want to have to get up and get dressed if I don't want to. I don't want to have to, eventually what would happen with this house is I would probably have to work, and I don't know if I choose to. I want it to be a choice. I want freedom in my life. I don't know why, but I really just want freedom in my life. And so I would rather work this business from home. Plus, it fits me so well. I can easily say I love encouraging and challenging and adding fun in people's lives and making them see that this could be really exciting. It fits. So I want it so bad that I can't let the failure mindset stop me from the success that I hope to achieve. And the same is exactly true for all of you guys. What?
Will you be up for sleep?
No.
You'll be up, will you?
Honey, are you supposed to be talking to me right now?
Oh, but just...
I love you.
When will you stop?
Stop. 5 minutes. Actually, it's more like 45 minutes, but still. Every time I get off track. But it's real life, and I want that. I want that more than I want to disappear for 8 hours a day, or like that just fits me. I want to be able to be home when I want to be home with them, you know? And so don't think that these things are not possible. Don't think that they're too overwhelming, because for 2 years, I worked this business so hard. Well, I worked this business and I tried to learn how to work it really hard, but I had to work on me really bad. I had to work on me really hard before I could work on this business really hard, to be honest, because I didn't believe in myself enough. So if you're in that place where you're struggling with that, know that the investment you're putting into personal development and into believing in what you can achieve in your life, it will make a huge difference. When you come through failures and trials and obstacles and ways that you don't believe in yourself, you have to slow it all down. Slow that train. Do not let yourself get stuck on those things that tell you that you can't. Instead, you have to just say, what can I do today? What can I do in this moment when I'm feeling super overwhelmed, totally discouraged and defeated, and like it doesn't even matter. I've totally screwed up already. I'm not doing it the way that I was supposed to, blah, 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 whatever. All the things 2 years into this that sometimes I still tell myself. You have to slow that down, and you have to say, what can I do right now to put myself back on the right track? For me today, it was before inviting even. I needed to listen to podcasts. I put on the National Wake Up Call, and I just had to fill myself with personal development. I have to get out of my own head. This is why I'm such a big advocate for personal development. We have to get out of our own head, and we have to sometimes put somebody else's words into our mind to reframe to truth and to success and to what's possible when we just see roadblocks so that we can get over them. Okay? So that, all that being said, another really, really important thing going forward is I want us all to not feel like we're doing this journey alone. So I'm planning to implement as much as I can of like team development. And that's hard because we all live far away. I know each one of you guys individually in a way where I'm like I love you guys, but I want you guys to feel that all about each other too. So when there are things where it's like, you know, things I post I'm going to try to start implementing of like getting to know each other and sharing life together. In challenge groups, we spur each other on with like nutrition and fitness, but I also want to spur on like our emotional health. I don't want that to sound sappy, but really that we know each other and we're there for each other. And we feel like when I have a problem, I know I can come to the team. Or when I have a celebration, I know I can come to the team. And that becomes this, when I tell people about this team, I talk about it like a second family, because that's what it has become to me because of how much each of you mean. I don't want anyone on our team to feel like a stranger on the team, or like, oh, I couldn't ask that question there, or I couldn't talk there. They don't know me. I want us to know each other. So I want to kind of toss around some ideas and even maybe throw out some ideas with you guys of what that could look like. Number one, we're going to do the bragging rights thing. And I want to know, are any of you guys like super against like being called out like that? Does that make you uncomfortable, or are you kind of excited about it? Thumbs up for I'm really excited, and thumbs down for I don't really like that much recognition. You do? Good. Good. Okay, Julene, what kind of person are you? Do you like people like pouring into you and telling you how awesome you are? Or are you kind of like, I don't know if I can handle it? Wait, you have to do thumbs up or thumbs down, or you have to unmute yourself? No? I was going to guess that about you. You'll learn to love it because I'm going to do it to you all the time. That's what Jen said to me. As a matter of fact, when I posted that, she said, don't do that to me. I said, the very fact that it makes you that uncomfortable is exactly why, because we all need to be outside of our comfort zone, and we need to learn to love that space, because it can be a little bit overwhelming until you start seeing some things where it's like, wow, I never knew. Like, there is a girl on Team Wildfire. To this day, I will still talk to her and tell her, if it weren't for you, I would not still be here. Just because one day in a challenge group, I was sitting on the couch feeling like a failure, thinking I was going to quit. Like I just can't do this. And I got on and I'm watching Netflix and scrolling social media at the same time. And she was doing some kind of pose. I don't remember what it was, but it was a picture of her sweaty. And she said, if I can do it, so can you. And I will never forget that. I turned off the TV and I was like, I need to do my workout. And that pushed me past this point of like, I don't know, it just gave me that support I needed. She didn't know it. It was just a picture. I didn't even know she was a coach at that point. I just thought she was a challenger, and I thought, if she's doing it, so can I. So sometimes we don't realize the impact we can make in each other's lives, and I want us pouring into each other. So bragging rights is number one, making people like Julene feel really uncomfortable. Welcome to the team. And we used to do a coffee morning. So what this was it was in the summertime because we had like people teaching and things like that. And we did 1 day a week in the mornings where we just had coffee, and we didn't talk about Beachbody really. We just talked about life and how everybody was doing, and our team felt more intimate then. The thing that I really need to emphasize though is this is super important to me, that we all feel like we're close and we know each other, but that just because we're close and we're really good friends, that we also work, because, like sometimes I tended in my early development of leading, not knowing how to help spur people on in their dreams and goals. So I want us to have both. And I feel like it's finally at this place where both of those things can happen, where we can be friends, know each other, get along with each other, be connected to each other, spur each other on, but we can also make awesome things happen and see our goals and dreams realized. So the other idea is doing like a morning coffee thing. So that's something else we can do. And also just sharing on the page, like maybe I'll do like, what I was thinking is kind of like question posts, like your favorite movie, ready, go, or like the best vacation you've ever had. Like it doesn't have to be super deep, but that we're like, oh yeah, like it gives you a chance to connect with each other, because you can say, oh, I've been to Hawaii. Hawaii was amazing. What was your favorite part? Did you go here? You never know, right? Like things like that. And then I was going to see if you guys had things that you feel like you're missing, or things that you feel like could really help you guys to know that you had that extra camaraderie and connection. And I always want to make this more fun and good for everybody as they work. Anybody? Ideas?
I really like the idea of just like people coming out of their comfort zone and posting something that you did that was good that day. Like somebody just posted on Team I Can and said that they got their friend to become a coach. And that's really exciting and really awesome. And like to celebrate together, to make sure that we're all connecting and celebrating the good things that happen.
Yeah, so for those of you who aren't in, I think just Jolene, so we do this thing called ringing the bell. So this is basically like where you get to ring your own bell, and you get to share like something that we want to give you props for. Like, oh my gosh, you just sold a challenge pack. You just brought a new coach to the team. You just, those are two great ones. So when we ring a bell, it's a chance for everybody to get to ask questions. How long have you been talking to them? What did you say? How close are you? How did you meet them? So that we can learn from each other on how we're growing our businesses and be able to support each other too in what we're doing that's working really well. So yeah, I really like ringing the bell. I think that's a really fun thing. I did steal that idea because I'm not very creative, but it's working. So don't think, oh, she has all these great ideas, because I'm actually kind of lame. I just like to hug people, and that's not really that great of a trait.
We got to find what's like ringing a bell.
Yeah.
Tooting a horn.
Tooting a horn. There you go. I know. Maybe we could toot our own horn in the team page. It's also really good because when you can toot your own horn, you learn to recognize, like, I'm doing stuff that matters, and I need, like, even if nobody else notices, like, this is a big deal and I want to share it. And that can go for, like, for me, one of the big, like, toot my own horn moments was when I shared my story on social media. That was, like, super hard for me, which you wouldn't think because I've dealt with my story. Like, it's my story. But to share it openly on social media was a big deal. Toot, toot. You know, like, we all have those moments, and we should be tooting our own horn and learning how to recognize and praise ourselves, especially when we can be really good at tearing ourselves down and noticing how we're not good enough. So it'd be fun to flip that switch. So maybe we'll have to toot our own horns. Anybody else have ideas? Okay, then I'm going to go to one more. We have 7 minutes left, and I do want to hear some feedback. So for some reason, actually, well, we'll see where we can go with this. For some reason, like, the last couple challenge groups we've run have sort of existed and not really thrived. They've just sort of been there. And Daniel might not know that because you're sort of new to our challenge groups, and Melinda might not know that because she's sort of new, and Jolene definitely won't know that because she's brand new. So Katie, have you been in, like, a newer challenge group to kind of see them?
I was kind of in this last one, but I was so focused on inviting, didn't participate.
No, that's good. But for even whether whether you're new or whether you're seasoned, I would love to hear some feedback on things that you guys think are working really well and things you think we need more of. Because if our challenge groups keep going like this, I'm going to cry. Only because they need to be, like, we need people, like, not just like, yep, I ate some food, I did some workout. Like, I want people feeling like, wow, this is making an impact in my life. And I don't know exactly how we lost that, except that I sort of started pouring, like, a lot of passion into the team and growing our team and helping our team feel that support. And I'm trying not to do that at the expense of our challenge groups. So I'm not sure what happened. I'm not going to take that all on me or whatever. But the point being, we just need to, like, figure some more fun things out to liven up our challenge groups. So I would love to hear some ideas.
I know for me, like, I love the fact that we have daily posts, something to encourage, something to think about in our own lives, and ask a question that we can respond to. I think that's keeping them interacted. It's keeping them focused in the group. Mm-hmm. Because they have to answer a question and kind of reflect on themselves to see what's holding them back, what's keeping them going, you know, sort of thing. So I think that's working out really well. I just don't know. I don't know. The one thing I always loved that I learned in high school was questions without question marks. So instead of asking a yes or no question, say, like, tell me what's holding you back. Ooh. So that they have to give a full, you know, they have to really give a sentence or two and not just a yes or no answer. Mm-hmm. Because I think I feel like I would be more, because I'm that person, I will answer yes or no and be done with it. So
I don't want to think.
You're honest. I'm not going to get into it with you, but I will answer yes or no. I will participate that way. But if you make me give you an answer, I'll give you one. So, like, maybe trying to reword our questions or reword our reflections to where they're having to
come up with.
They're more substantial.
Yeah, and it gives everyone their unique ability to share from where they're coming from.
Right.
Daniel, you have something?
Yeah, I was thinking you were crap. It just left my brain. Long day. I was thinking about how like something we do consistently is post our meals. But like we've got our H2O, our workout, our breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. But then what about highs and lows? Like trying to get more into the like what Katie was saying, getting a little bit more personal. Like if you give your highs and lows,
or even one
the
time
workout of your eating,
Yeah, I thought about doing the idea of like take one negative thing that you often like that you got stuck in today and turn it around to a positive. Like so that they're learning to reframe too.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried it in one group, but it would be like, I didn't drink enough water, so I drank more water.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like how to get them to understand what that looks like, because we all have highs and lows, but I want them to feel like they learn how to take their lows and recognize the good in that. Because when we can learn how to change our mindset, like that becomes what we're teaching them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it could just be a section like called Change Your Mindset. Like, okay, we don't even have to post all of our meal log, but how did you eat today? Like rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 instead of posting every single thing you eat. And did you do your workout? Yes or no? And change your mindset. Tell me one way that you made a better decision for yourself, or that you overcame a negative mindset or whatever else, so that we're seeing you overcoming every day. We can praise each other for
I like that. Change your mindset.
Burritos. Like, okay. Or, we can do a recipe post. Then it gives us ideas to share recipes because we're not actually just posting. Well, you already know what I eat all the time, right?
There's this lady that's a chiropractor, and she comes into my work every day.
She's going to log us out in less than a minute, so if that happens, we can log back in. I want to hear this.
She's going to give me this book on how to cook vegetables in a way that's actually like, I hate vegetables.
Delicious. Nice.
That's a good idea to be able to share like a recipe, or like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the people I'm going to be drawing in are going to hate vegetables.
Well, right? And then they can just say, I get to rate this based on what I'm trying to work on. Yeah. Melinda?
She hates vegetables.
Oh, vegetables too. See? And then when we share recipes, we can share like vegetables we like, because it's not going to say I ate Brussels sprouts. Well, like all of a sudden people are going to care how you ate Brussels sprouts, because we're not knowing that you ate Brussels sprouts 10 times. Okay, so maybe new things to think about. I like this. See, I think this is important for us to do stuff like this. So good. We definitely have good things to think about, and I focus on those bragging rights, focus on building up our team, and then we're just going to keep focusing on connecting and coming up with new ways to grow and thrive, because I feel like when we put more heads together, the better. So thank you for being on the call. I love hearing your feedback. I'm super excited to see where we're headed, and I love, love, love doing life with you guys. So now go kill the team cup.
Get it, team.
See you guys.
Bye.